I just wanted to make sure if everyone could hear us, if you can quickly say yes or no in the chat toolbar. Okay, get started. So good morning and afternoon, everyone, to our US-based attendees, and good evening to our international attendees. I'm Surigumi, the head of marketing at BizPortal Solutions, and I'm joined by Surendra Dudani, our head of product development, and Anil Gursahani, our solutions lead. We're very excited for today's webinar and want to thank all of you for your time today. Really appreciate it. We have a broad audience here with us, as I said, from across the US and internationally and across industries. We have some companies from manufacturing, healthcare, finance, and I think IT as well. So that's really great because the topic we are covering today, how to create a go-to comprehensive and cohesive digital workplace using Office 365 can help businesses in any industry and of all sizes looking for a scalable and easy-to-use workplace solution that really helps them better manage critical aspects of their business, from your projects, documents, operations, HR, company-wide communication, and team collaboration. So it's a solution that brings these critical parts of your business. One, two, powerful collaboration and productivity tools that Office 365 provide. And three, reports, executive dashboards, and workflows from your existing business systems, say your ERPs, quality management systems, and CRM, and all in one unified experience. It's also a go-to portal to search, find, and access the information and people you need to get work done, and is where your knowledge sharing and intellectual capital reside. So with the cohesive Office 365 workplace solution, you can reduce time-sucking busy work through better organization and automation, improve collaboration and communication, increase productivity, and modernize the way your business works. And Office 365 is the most popular productivity suite on the cloud right now, and small and large businesses are increasingly choosing it as an intranet and digital workplace platform. And we really see two reasons for this. One, existing Office 365 customers are seeing the financial and business benefits of utilizing more of the Office 365 stack rather than just for email, Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. And then non-Microsoft customers are seeing the benefits of utilizing Office 365 functionality as a subscription-based SaaS and cloud platform. And then Office 365 is a powerful ecosystem of collaboration and productivity tools, especially when they are brought together into one cohesive solution, and we will show you what that means and looks like in our webinar today. So without further ado, let's jump in as we have a good amount to cover. Our agenda will be as follows. First, we'll give you a quick introduction into who we are. Then we'll define what a digital workplace is to set the context. And three, our context, of course, today is SharePoint and Office 365. So we'll go through some of the different things Office 365 can do to better manage your business as a digital workplace solution as a third item on our agenda. And then fourth, I'll go through key Office 365 tools to use and create a comprehensive digital workplace solution for your business and the benefits of such a solution. And then fifth, Anil will give you a real-life example of what a cohesive digital workplace solution on Office 365 looks like. And to do so, we'll show you our BizPortals 365 product, which is our turnkey, ready-to-go digital workplace solution on Office 365. Then we'll end with some key takeaways and Q&A. We'll try to leave 15 minutes for Q&A at the end, but please ask questions throughout the presentation. Also note that your microphone is on mute, so please use the chat inside the GoToWebinar toolbar to ask your questions and the chat is private, so please feel free to ask any and all questions that you may have. So as I mentioned, I'm Sudhi Gumi, the Director of Marketing at BizPortal Solutions. Prior to joining BizPortals, I was a management consultant at PricewaterhouseCoopers, and I was focused on digital strategy and transformation. So I have expertise in helping businesses embrace technology to help them improve their top and bottom line and to ultimately grow. Surendra here is our VP of Product Development and Architect. He's an entrepreneur who brings over 30 years of building companies and products that provide advanced, cost-efficient software solutions. He'll be on hand to answer any product or technical questions you may have. Then we have Anil Gursahani, who's our solutions lead and our on-the-ground general. He leads our customer implementations. He's been implementing business portals and intranet solutions almost since he's been born, and has over 12 years of experience specifically with SharePoint. And since he leads our customer implementations, he knows the pain points that businesses like you face, and you'll be hearing from him more from him in a bit. And as you can tell, we are experts in profile pictures. That was a joke. We really need to find some better ones. So who we are as a company, we are a full-service Office 365 shop based in Orange County, Southern California, with offices in Boston and India. We have our BizPortals 365 product, which is a turnkey, ready-to-go intranet and digital workplace solution built on Office 365. So we have a product development team, and we also provide implementation, deployment, and planning, and other Office 365 consulting services. We have over 15 years of experience developing digital workplace, intranet, and SharePoint solutions. So we're experts in these areas, as well as Office 365 and the Microsoft platforms. And our customers are primarily small, medium-sized businesses, just like us and many of you today, because that's what we know and breathe. And we also do some work with teams and departments within larger businesses. And of course, everything we do is focused and targeted to Office 365 business users. And finally, we have been Microsoft Gold partners for over 15 years as well. Okay, so now what does a digital workplace mean? A digital workplace is really the digital evolution of the workplace. It encompasses all the technologies people use to get work done in today's workplace. It ranges from your core business systems, your ERP, CRM, sales, to horizontal applications such as HR, to project management, to electronic document solutions, to communications, your email, group chat, and virtual meeting tools. Then here in this webinar, when we say digital workplace solution, we mean a central solution where your information, employees, knowledge sharing, and intellectual capital reside in one secure place. It is where you find information, work together, and manage critical parts of your business. It's accessible anytime, any place, on any device, being on the cloud, and it is easy to use with a single unified and seamless experience for your employees, making their work lives easier. An important note, in this webinar, we're going to be using the terms digital workplace and intranet interchangeably because, particularly SharePoint and Office 365-based intranets nowadays have become so powerful with features and integrations that we'll be showing you that they can provide a comprehensive digital workplace solution. So those terms today, intranet and digital workplace solutions, are interchangeable for the purposes of today's webinar. So now let's go through how you can better manage, organize, and connect critical parts of your business with the power of Office 365. Then we'll talk about which Office 365 tools to use and to create a digital workplace solution. Much of what I discuss in the next couple of slides, Anil will bring to life in the demo. So we've broken down key areas of your business where Office 365 can help here. The first is team collaboration and communication. With Office 365, you can have dedicated team sites where your individual teams or cross teams can collaborate and communicate. You can collaborate on projects, documents, discussions, and shared calendars. And then you can also bring in Office 365 tools specific to how your team likes to communicate, your chat, your social networking, and you can invoke video conferencing. Then there is document and content management. You can collaborate and co-author documents. If multiple people are working on a single document, there is automatic versioning control, so you can avoid multiple and annoying versions rather just having one updated source of truth. So it kind of keeps your documents organized and easy to access. Then Office 365 provides enterprise-grade search, where you can search across all of your documents, events, and people, so that you can easily find what you need. So very powerful cross solution and platform search functionality. So you save the 1 to 2 hours a day people spend on just searching for information. So really a big time saver in terms of finding and accessing information. Then Office forms. Many businesses still rely on paper forms and manual approvals. These forms can be easily digitized with pre-built forms for common uses such as purchase reimbursements and time-off requests. And then the routing and approval can be automated here. Let's say you need to send something for your manager and then HR for approval. These multi-stage workflows can be automated. Then as for project management, you can manage whether it's your project portfolio or individual projects and their tasks, task owners, and due dates. You can also create a very powerful consolidated dashboard of your projects to get a quick overall status on them. You know, how many are completed, on track, at risk, whatever kind of status you want to see easily and quickly. And then you can also assign tasks and due dates, track issues and risks, and create custom lists for whatever your project tracking and management needs may be. And then HR and employee management, you can easily add and access HR information, announcements, policies, and procedures for everyone to see and access. And then you can also use Office 365 to easily onboard and offboard employees. And then also you can manage employee performance, their goals and KPIs, and provide real-time feedback using Office 365. Then there's some more key Office 365 features which are very helpful and useful for businesses. Like automated process workflows, talked a bit about this just now. You know, whether there are simple form approvals or more complex operational workflows. For example, information that informs a manufacturing or compliance step and needs to be routed to a team or another system. Office 365 can automate many of these. And then search, which we talked about, a very dynamic and powerful search capabilities. And then the employee directory that houses all of your people and teams, and you can easily find them based on function, location, and even expertise. So a very useful tool to bring all your people and employees and teams in one place. Then you have business reporting and analytics. You can bring in data from your existing business systems and create easily to understand graphs and visualizations to inform your business decisions. Then of course mobility as a cloud solution that can be accessed anytime on any device. So now, how, you know, we talked a bit about how Office 365 can help your business in a number of ways. So now how do you do all these things with Office 365, and how do you bring all of these together to create one cohesive workplace solution? There are two main ways. You can either configure your Office 365 yourself in-house, or use a turnkey, ready-to-go Office 365 and SharePoint solution that quickly fits in your Office 365 instance. And I'll talk about more about this in a second. But first, a cohesive digital workplace solution on Office 365 has three main components. One, SharePoint. Two, your other key Office 365 tools. And then three, external business applications that can be brought together into SharePoint and Office 365. So for the first part, SharePoint, use SharePoint as your central hub. SharePoint can be transformed to organize, manage, and do many of the things I just discussed in the previous three slides. It is also where you access and interact with key Office 365 tools. To make SharePoint this powerful, it does require some configuration, and configuring SharePoint is not always easy unless you have the time, dollars, and resources to configure it to do these powerful things. If you do have the dollars, times, and skills, SharePoint skills in-house, customizing and configuring your SharePoint may be the way to go. But if you, like most small, medium-sized businesses, don't, there's good news. So really a key takeaway here in this webinar is that there are turnkey, ready to go, easy to set up SharePoint and Office 365 solutions that do the work for you and bring this power to you. These products make SharePoint easy to use. They're code-free, so no SharePoint skills needed, and they are quick to set up and very cost-effective. And a disclaimer, we are biased towards these turnkey Office 365 and SharePoint products because we've come to see the value of such a product as an SMB ourselves, and of course we have our BizPortal 365 product that was developed really out of our needs. But trying to be as objective as possible, we do truly see the value of these solutions. So then you have SharePoint as your central hub where you can bring kind of critical aspects of your business together, and then it's where you also bring in key Office 365 tools. These are, we've highlighted the main key Office 365 tools we believe your business should be using. So some of the things you can do are, we'll start with email integration with Outlook. So you can get email notifications on important news, documents, document updates, or approval requests. You have central file storage and sharing with OneDrive. So rather than saving documents on your personal computer, and then real-time team chat with Microsoft Teams for quicker and more collaborative team communication, and then project-related discussions and brainstorming with Yammer. Then you can bring in the capability of virtual meetings with Skype, and then you can have bring in easy task management dashboards with Planner, so that you can get a visual dashboard and status of your to-dos. And then you can make data and reports easy to understand with graphs, visuals, and executive dashboards, and make these critical business insights actionable with Power BI. And then you can bring relevant and frequently used information and documents to your fingertips with a smart tool like Delve, a key organizational tool. So really, these are the main Office 365 tools that make a business more organized and more productive. Then the third component is your business applications. You can bring in reports. You can bring in your reports, your executive dashboard, sorry, and automate workflows from different systems. For example, ERP, for example, you can automate the review and approvals for formula reviews. If you're a process manufacturing company, for CRM, you can create and bring in pipeline reports and sales dashboards. And if you are a manufacturing, healthcare, or finance company, you can archive your compliance. So this is conceptually what a cohesive 365 intranet and digital workplace looks like, and we'll show you a real-life example shortly. And then to highlight some key benefits, whether you build such a solution on your own or use a turnkey solution, there are key benefits of a digital workplace solution on Office 365. One being using Office 365 brings in an ecosystem of powerful collaboration and productivity tools, as you just saw, and these enterprise-grade tools can be had at an SMB price. And then tying to that are some key cost savings. You know, when you talk about getting individual point solutions for project management, HR, content management, they're really costly. So a comprehensive digital workplace solution on Office 365 brings these tools together in one solution at a cost-effective price. And then if you are a current Office 365 user, the return on investment is dramatically improved as you're really simply getting more out of your current Office 365 investment. Then another cost savings is in IT maintenance, infrastructure, and IT resource needed. Being a SaaS and cloud-based solution, you're not managing the maintenance and infrastructure, and you continue to get these updates from your Microsoft and your solution provider. So you save in IT maintenance costs, your setup costs, as well with a SaaS-based turnkey digital workplace solution. And then finally, by replacing many of your manual and wasteful operations with the automated workflows that I talked about, you can save employee time and overhead. And then quick implementation. Intranet development projects can take, we've seen on average 18 months, but with a ready-to-go digital workplace solution on Office 365, you can be up and running in a couple of days to a week if you're already on Office 365. Then you're built for the future. By being SaaS-based, you get access to the latest and greatest feature sets, usually free of charge from your provider and Microsoft. So no need to worry about your Intranet or digital workplace solution being outdated or obsolete. And then security. With these updates, you get the latest and greatest as well with security and leverage Microsoft's investment in enterprise-grade security. You get mobility. You will be built and equipped to support a mobile workforce, especially as information is increasingly being accessed on mobile devices. And then scalability. A digital workplace solution on Office 365 really gives you the ability to add to the platform as you grow, as you add employees, teams, content, projects. All of this is easily added to a solution, a digital workplace solution on Office 365, so it grows with you as you do. So there was a lot to unpack there, but if you have any questions so far, please ask them in the chat. And then now Anil will bring this to life in a product demo to show you what a digital workplace solution on Office 365 really looks like.
All right, Suri, thanks a lot for the great presentation. I hope everyone can hear me. Again, if you would just type yes in the chat, that would be great. All right, so now let's look at a comprehensive digital workplace solution, and that's our solution, BizPortals 365, which really resides on top of Office 365 and SharePoint. Okay, so I was already introduced. I've been working with SharePoint for the last 12 years, really almost from the inception of SharePoint. So done a lot of on-premise installations to now really doing cloud implementations on Office 365. So some of you might have Office 365, might be familiar with the tool set. Others might be thinking of moving. If you have any questions regarding Office 365, feel free to ask those questions, or after the webinar, we can have a one-on-one question and answer session too. All right, so with Office 365, you see there are all these tools available, which Sudi went through. And what we really want to drive home is a message that though you can have all these tools from Office 365, there is a way to really enhance the employee productivity by using a common platform, and that is what SharePoint provides. It provides a great platform for collaboration and communication. And what I'm going to discuss is 4 key features of our solution. One is information distribution, and that includes content publishing. Then we will talk about forms automation and processing. Then we are going to move into document management, and then finally in project management. Okay, so let's address the first one, information distribution. So this is our homepage. Really, what we do is empower employees by enabling them to put in corporate alerts, corporate news and announcements without involvement of HR or IT. They can do this themselves, given that they have permissions to do so. And we have a very easy way. It's point and click, and I'll just show you how easy it is. You just click on the plus icon. You can put a title, message, and then publish it to your group, and you can send notifications too. Okay, so great way of distributing information to everyone. Corporate news and announcements, same way. Again, we believe in the consistency for in the user interface. So similar way to do it. Again, this could be used by senior management, executive management. They could come in, put a corporate news and announcement here for everyone to see. Moving below, we have a corporate calendar. Again, with using Outlook, you could have multiple calendars. We understand that issue. Navigating between different calendars is always an issue. We have provided this web part, and you see this drop down. We could publish multiple calendars, and you could easily toggle between those and see all the relevant information here. Office 365 again provides great way to incorporate all the users, the employee directory, but how do you really see it in one place? We have provided a people lookup functionality here. You can search for employees, or you can quickly navigate through the entire list here, and then you are able to search also by employee names, so on. You could get in touch with them very quickly using Skype, using email, right by clicking on any of these buttons. Birthdays, work anniversaries is a breeze now. You can easily see that in this web part. Quickly get in touch with them first thing in the morning. You come in, very easy to see whose birthday it is, and so you never miss one, especially your bosses. Right? All right. We have another feature, key feature, that is a spotlight feature, and what that really is being used by most of our customers is the ability to publish any employee recognition article here. A great way to boost employee morale, and you can again publish this without having the need to go to any power user. That is. All right, moving further, let's talk about our one of our key features, that is in the Employee Center. This is widely used by the HR department of a company, and what they really do here is, they can publish. That is, the HR department can come in and publish training videos or any other video related to employees. And with Office 365, what you have is something called a video application. You could upload all your videos here, but then you have the problem of sharing these videos with individuals. However, in our portal here, you can take a video, an Office 365 video, quickly upload it to this media gallery and stream it, okay, right from this web part. So that's how we integrate with Office 365 tools and make it easy for publishing content. News and announcements, again, very similar to your homepage. Let's say you have a new employee joining, very easy for HR to come in and put an article here for a new employee joining. Again, this could be sent by notifications to everyone. Okay. All right. What we also have is a couple of other web parts here where you can upload contact information, any key information for your employees, and there is a quick launch. Basically, you can publish information for your employees. One of the key ones is employee onboarding. That's been seen by most of our customers as the most useful one that they can do is when a new employee comes in. Let's see, you're talking about benefits, you're putting in some dates, locations for their orientation and training. You can easily publish it. Again, our user interface is very consistent. Every web part has this settings, and you can go in and just publish the content. Okay. And then very important, though it's seen usually as one of the low-hanging fruit, but we have a photo gallery here, and you have events in your company. Great for you to share all the pictures, so you can upload it in the photo gallery, and everyone can get a view into it. Okay. So that was our first feature set, that is information distribution and content publishing. Now let's move on to forms. Now, forms from the home page, if you go right on the top, you could see our forms. I'm moving this toolbar here. Okay, so we provide 8 to 10 most commonly used forms in an organization, from daily activity report, just like a timesheet, to some reimbursement forms. Now we understand that every company needs, they have their custom forms. You would need to build those, so we can work with you very easily, publish your forms. And you can see that they're categorized. You can categorize them and publish them on the home page. So let's just also go through a workflow of a typical form. So we have a time of request. So I'm just going to quickly show you how it looks like, a very simple form. So Alan is our user here, and he fills in a time of request and submits it. And then it goes to a reviewer, that is Dan Jump. Now this goes in 2 ways. One is an email notification. So we have very tight Outlook integration. And let me just show you Dan's Outlook. Now this is Dan logged in. He gets an email notification. It's a new time of request that has come in by Alan, and he could just click on the forms and directly form site link and directly go to the form, review it, and then submit it, and then it would go to the next level, which it could be an approver, could be HR, for example, and HR would get a similar email and just process the form. So again, forms management is all built in here, and we have multi-stage workflow, as I just mentioned, and we can work with you on custom workflows and forms. Okay. Moving on to document management. Now, document management is has been one of the key features for SharePoint, and we provide a very rich interface for document management. And this is one of our marketing department sites, and you can see there are documents stored on this site. Now, you have the ability to categorize these documents. You can subcategorize them also. So as you upload a document, you can put this metadata in, you can put in some keywords and store these documents. Okay, very easy to quickly select categories since you're categorizing them. And I want to see only information related documents. They show up with a click of a button. I want to see some plans. Those would show up here. Okay. You also have views. So if you see on the right side, and I've put in 2 views. One is My Documents, and selecting My Documents would give you in the grid view all the documents that you had created, or you could again save this view for information related ones, and they would show up. Again, this has been done by us knowing that SharePoint, though it provides great functionality for document management, it sometimes is a little cumbersome to navigate through the user interface. So we have made it really simple for you. You can have a lot of other actions on a document. You could rename, copy, move the documents to another site. You could check out. This is very important. You could check out a document, essentially lock it for editing. And then once it's edited, you can upload it. And then you could have a version history of a document. So clicking on documents, you can see all versions, okay, of the document. Also, search functionality. We understand that you would house probably thousands of documents, and what we can do is simply search in the title of a document, and I've just clicked on title. You get the result in the grid. You could also go ahead and search for the content, the word in the content, and then it would give you the result of that. Okay. There are some library actions, really very simple ones. You can browse and upload a document. You can create a new document here. Now this creating a new document is essentially, this is integrated again very tightly with Word Online. And this would invoke Word Online. You would be able to create a new document, author it, and then save it in the library. Okay. Now with Office 365, I'm sure most of you have that question that you already get OneDrive. for business, and how does it really play out having the document library versus OneDrive. So for OneDrive, essentially you can have all your files, your personal files, maybe you're working on some documents, draft documents, and you could store them here. You could see some other documents that are shared with you, but how do you effectively go out and share one of your documents to an entire group? So let's say in this case, the marketing group. So it's very simple, with this, again, with the tight integration that we've done, you can copy essentially a document, and I'll just click on that, and you see on the right side, you have the marketing department here, and you could just copy that document to our library, okay, and be able to see it. And then you can very quickly see all the marketing documents like you saw earlier, and you have a view of all those documents here. So taking a step back from information content, publishing content, really we showed you tight integration with Office 365 video. With document management, we have shown you integration with OneDrive, with forms management. It's really a tight integration with Outlook. So all the email notifications with the links to your forms is available on those. Moving on to the next feature is our project management. Now, talking about project management for a bit, that usually these intranet solutions, the turnkey, ready-to-go intranet solutions that are out there, they are really focused on content sharing, information distribution, but they're really not taking into account all the other business functions that a typical business would have, right? So what we have tried to do is incorporate forms processing, project management, document management, all into one comprehensive solution. So with project management, what you see here, this is a portfolio view of all the marketing department projects. As you see, you have 2 projects here. You could easily click on any of these and move on to a project site where you would interact with your project team members. You could easily on the left side, you could search for projects by managers or team leads or for the time period. Okay, and so let's dig into one of the projects, and I'll just get to that. So this is one project site where you can see on the right side, you have some team members. Again, for consistency, we have news and announcements that you can easily get to by the same icon on the right side. And you can publish this for your team members. Again, they could get notifications for this. Right on the top, you see the summary of the project. So how many days are remaining, how many open issues, tasks, and what the status is of the project, and when is the projected end date. Okay. You could have a description, goals and objectives, again, all the common things that you would want to document for a project. It's very easy, simple to put this in. Again, you don't need any help from any external source. Then you could track a project, so you could look at the action items. Again, the beauty of our solution is that we enable all this with a very clean user interface, and it's again easy to publish this. So tasks, you can see all the task lists here. It almost works like a spreadsheet. So I'm just going to click on the plus icon, and what we call an inline editing. It's almost like putting in a row in a spreadsheet and assigning a task to an individual, and that individual could get notified, okay, as soon as the task is assigned. So these are some of the features of project management that we have. If you have any questions around any of these feature sets, please feel free to ask those. Now we can move on to Q&A and then wrap this up. Thank you.
Thank you, Anil, for excellent demo. There were a lot of features that were shown, and there are probably a lot more features in the portal and Office 365 also that we cannot cover here, but you certainly will have some questions on those. Right now, we have a number of questions. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get to all of them, but I'll try to squeeze as many as possible in this short time. If I don't get to some questions, not to worry, we'll respond to your questions by email. And if you think of any questions later, we'll be happy to entertain all questions. Just email us at bizinfo@bizportals.com. So the first question we have here is, will our information be secure in the cloud in Office 365? Good question. Many people have security concerns, especially when you hear about hacking all the time. Microsoft has ensured that the security provisions cover all information, whether generated in email, SharePoint, OneNote, or in Office-created files stored in Office 365 storage. And they all meet strict security provision guidelines. For example, antivirus, anti-spam, and anti-malware are all part of the Office 365 package. Also, all the email is scanned for these functions with Exchange Online Protection. Emails are encrypted and also encrypted during transition to Office 365. And all the mailboxes comply. So there are a number of features that Microsoft has gone carefully, because this is one of the prime concerns for people to move to cloud. And they made a huge effort to safeguard all these things. Of course, there is a huge topic, and there is a wealth of information available from Microsoft. The second question we have here is, we have many HR type of forms. Can Office 365 automate them electronically? Yes, definitely so. Anil showed you some of that, and people often wonder how versatile is Office 365 for automating business processes. There are, of course, outside a number of solutions that work not connected to Office 365, but Office 365 provides built-in features that are very versatile. These things require a little bit of knowledge and expertise to understand all the nuances of the platform, but many of these forms you can implement very easily. Multi-level approval processes, meaning a form can proceed from one person approving to the next person in a chain, and along this process, several other participants can comment. And these are very generalized features applicable to all sorts of business situations. So some of them may be complex, some of them are easy, but it is very versatile, and you'll be accomplished. You will be able to do all the things that you need to do for your usual business practices. The next question is about our Office BizPortals 365, and the question is, what is your pricing model? We have a simple subscription model based on per user per month. For users 25 or less, the subscription fee right now is waived and is $0. There are two more tiers. Users up to 250, it is $10 per user, and for users greater than 250, it is $5 per user. So for other details and other situations that you may have, be sure to contact us. For pricing, we'll be happy to discuss with you. Next question is again on BizPortals 365. How long does it take to host your solution on our Office 365 platform? Meaning, if you have Office 365 platform, how long it will take to install the software and deploy it? Thanks for asking this question, because I know that typically tools take quite a long time to download and set up. There are three aspects of deployment. First, installing the software. Second, setting up basic aspects of branding, users and permissions. And finally, setting up groups, teams, departments, and governments. Installing the software takes anywhere from half an hour to 2 hours, depending on the network load on your side and Microsoft platform. We have tried to make it as simple as possible, given the complexity of Office 365. The second step is very simple. Setting up users and permissions can be accomplished in a number of ways. And branding is also very straightforward, not very time consuming, maybe half hour at the most. The last step requires some thought, mostly from the organization point of view. You will need to decide how the organization will fit best for your needs. So based on that, how many departments and teams get created, and also the governance to regulate the content and activities within the portal. So that requires some discussions and figuring out what works best for you. In all, you can expect to complete the hosting and initial deployment in a few hours, most of which would be taken up in discussions about the organization. The next question is on Power BI, which is a very important tool. The question is, can we get reports from Power BI using SharePoint lists and CRM as the data sources? That's a great question, and actually Power BI is one of our favorite tools. There are many useful and powerful data manipulation and displays you can create. Essentially, Power BI is an evolution of Excel services. If you are familiar with them, like Excel, it allows to bring in data from various sources. And Microsoft is moving from Excel to Power BI, making a tremendous effort of making it easy to use and also provide built-in connectors to connect to various data sources. So one of the sources is a SharePoint list, which this question raises. And you can connect SharePoint list very easily, select from menu and connect it to the Power BI, and then you'll be able to see all the columns in Power BI. And then you can further manipulate by splicing, converting, or even merging data from other sources. So your other source could be Salesforce, for example, or other application like that. Like SharePoint, you can also attach Salesforce data and bring in the data in a table. So once you have multiple tables, you can merge the data from multiple tables by forming various unions of tables and continue to refine the data as suitable. So all this gets stored as a script, and you can save it, replay it each time you log in to Power BI to recreate the whole thing. You can finally publish graphical text reports, and these reports can be shared right on Office 365 for everyone in your company. So I would encourage you to dig into these tools, and chances are you'll like it. The next question is, again, refers to this Portal 365. It says, this looks cool, but we don't have Office 365. Can you help us to get started? Yes, we do assist our customers to get on Office 365. There are many plans offered by Microsoft. You can go to their website to check the subscription prices, and let us know if you need any assistance. We can guide you through the process. And for smaller organizations, it's not very time consuming. You just have to set up Active Directory and some administrative controls. And then the task is of migrating data from wherever it is in your environment. The next question is about OneDrive and SharePoint document libraries. What's the difference between OneDrive and SharePoint document libraries? It's a good question and probably a very lengthy response, but I'll try to summarize very briefly. So OneDrive began as a cloud storage service for files and documents. The idea is that you can access all your saved documents, videos, and music from any device. SharePoint, on the other hand, is a collaboration tool, as you saw it in our demo. It works as an intranet for businesses where it gets tricky is that SharePoint is also a place to store and share documents, right? So they'll be accessible to all the people in the company. Now, if all you need is a cloud storage platform with the capability to access files and access anywhere from any device, you'll be fine with OneDrive for Business. It provides very simple user interface like Explorer, and it's very intuitive. But it does not provide many things for any more extensive document management functions. And SharePoint libraries, as you saw in the demo, also provide a lot of capabilities. So some of the important differences are that you can organize your documents. So if you had several departments, groups, or teams, you can have a library associated with each team, and automatically they get stored separately. So not all the documents are clumped together for all the teams. They're all separate. And when users go to their department, they see their documents and they don't have to worry about other documents. Then for individual libraries, as you saw, you can categorize by categories and subcategories. So for example, you can create a category of finance and a subcategory of accounting and invoices. And you'll be very easily able to access those just based on categories. You can filter them, and it becomes very handy, especially if you have hundreds of documents. Then the search works very powerfully with all the properties, keywords, and stuff on documents, much more than on OneDrive, because OneDrive has limited properties. And one of the powerful things that distinguishes it is workflows. You can have automated actions which can trigger every time your document changes or you upload a new document. So you can attach a workflow to it for document approval processes. Some of that you saw in the demo again, but it could work very simply, like a document can automatically send an email notification to people in other departments if a document or series of edits need some kind of approval from other team members. So the different these technologies that Microsoft have evolved over time, and they're trying to kind of make it transparent so that you can go from OneDrive to SharePoint libraries and you'll be able to see some of the documents similarly like you saw in the demo. But there are quite important differences between the two. And then the next question is about project management. The question is, we noticed that there are multiple tools for project management. Can you shed some light on which ones to use? Great question that is often asked. There are at least 4 prominent tools: SharePoint, Planner, Team, Project Online. Project Online is not included in any Office 365 plan by default, but you can pay extra subscription for it. So you may ask why there are so many project applications. And well, I don't think that there is necessarily a simple answer to that question. There are three separate trends that are driving Microsoft to, bring these technologies. Mostly they have to do with collaborations and how people are collaborating. But the thing is that no two people work in exactly the same way, right? All organizations work differently. Some of them are casual, some of them have very heavy-duty projects, and so not everything fits the same environment. So Microsoft is giving their customers a suite of tools to pick from them. So let me just briefly go over these as to what they do. SharePoint site gives you a more comprehensive way of tracking a project's progress. They have task lists, project calendars, summaries, project documents, notes, and we can keep them all together. And we actually recommend SharePoint sites for project management for most SMBs because you can build what you need and can scale as your needs change. And you can add many web parts for ease of use. You do need some expertise in SharePoint, but solutions like ours will cover, already built-in solutions for you. Then there is Planner, which is more visual approach to managing tasks and projects. It has very different organization, and it manages tasks that uses boards and cards to organize it slightly different. But essentially, it's mostly task tracking, and it's more visual. It's a little bit easier to see, easier to create. You can get graphical representations and very quickly. Then there is Microsoft Teams, which is very recently introduced. It is a chat-based collaboration tool, which in that you can, again, have chats, you can have documents and tasks for tracking. It's very new, so not all the functionality is still working quite well, and it's a little bit work in progress. And finally, Project Online, I think, as I said, it's not included by default in Office 365. This is really the online version of Project Server, which is the most complicated form of project management. It accomplishes resource management, portfolio management, invoices, budget capabilities, and all sorts of things that happen in large organizations. So it's not really that suitable for SMBs unless you are in consulting business and managing a ton of projects. So those are some differences, and you can go to Microsoft websites. Of course, they have a lot of information on all of those. So there are questions that we will answer in email. Unfortunately, I'm running out of time. Thank you very much. And
so that is the end of our presentation. We hope you found ways to better manage your business and to create a digital workplace solution on Office 365. And whether you end up creating a solution in-house or looking for a ready-to-go solution, we hope you found some value in the webinar today. We will be sending you our presentation slides after the webinar. And if you have any questions or need more information, we would love to hear from you. Thanks again, everyone, for your time. Really appreciate it.